Hello fashion girlies, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be showing you how to draft a pattern for an off-shoulder top. So follow me as I dive into it. Thank you. So we are going to start out by marking out our measurements from our shoulder to bust line, shoulder to chest line, shoulder to waist, shoulder to hip measurements. So I am placing my tape rule inches above my drafting paper, and that's because you're going to mark out the chest line that you're not going to need. Normally we mark from our shoulders to our bust line and chest line, but you're going to mark that out. So let's say your shoulder to your chest line, which you use for your armhole, is about 6 inches. You might want to place your tape rule about 4.5 or at most 5 inches upward from the beginning of your drafting paper, and that's because you need space to draft your neckline as well. Yes, your chest line is for your armhole. You will need to still go up about 1.5 inch to draft your neckline. So do you understand? So you won't exactly start your drafting from your chest line, which is for your armhole. You'll still go upward a bit. So I'm going to address that initial first line as our neckline. You can have a sweetheart neckline, different types depending on what you're going for, the style you want. So the first line is going to be our neckline, then our chest line, which we would use to mark our armhole. So I'm proceeding to marking out my bust measurement divided by 4 plus sewing allowance on my chest line, which we are going to use for our armhole. Then I'll replicate the exact measurement on the bust line. So that's the bust measurement, divided by 4 plus our sewing allowance. And also we are going to mark out on that neckline, which I claimed before, you mark above your chest line. You are going to take your shoulder measurements divided by 2, then minus 2 inches. Do you understand? On that neckline, you take your shoulder measurements divided by 2, then you minus 2 inches from that measurement, and from there you can see I'm putting it there as the neckline, the chest line, the bust line. So I'm just highlighting that so we do not make mistakes with the measurements we are imputing on the drafting paper. So that's our waist measurement and hip measurement for reference. Then, like I said earlier, on the neckline is shoulder measurement divided by 2, then you minus 2 inches to cinch it in on that neckline. Then I'm connecting the neckline to the chest line for my armhole. So I'm marking a straight line instead of curving it out like we would normally do. I am marking a straight line there. Then I connect it to the bust, and then I mark out my waist measurements divided by 4 and include my sewing allowance. Now, if I want to add that, if it's not a stretchy material, you might want to add that, but if it's a stretchy material, you just want to fill in your exact measure, including your sewing allowance, and then you just draft it straight. But if you don't have a stretchy material and you want that body fitted style, you might want to include your darts and then add your dart allowance. So the next thing is to figure out the neckline you're going for. So for people who do not want to expose their breast area, you might decide to go higher than the normal neckline that you want, like I'm doing here. So you might go up higher to just cover your breast area. But as you can see here, I'm also connecting it inwards to that chest area. So this is going to be a sweetheart neckline that will show a little bit of cleavage in the middle, depending on what you want. Like I said, if you want more of a modest style for the off shoulder, you can decide to cut it differently. But I am just using this as an example for this particular pattern that I'm drafting out. So that is our off shoulder top. Thanks for making it this far. I sincerely hope you've learned how to draft an off shoulder top. Please kindly like, subscribe, and share. Thank you.